The reinforcement zone. Do 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 do. Sorry for the incredibly bright green and pink images. My camera battery's dead, so I'm using my phone and it's a bit crazy. But let's get started with the video, shall we? So thanks for coming back. If you don't already know, for the month of March, my March Madness, I'll be doing one dog training tip video a day. I also am keeping up with my 1 a week Thursday needle felting videos and my 1 a week Eatsy tips. Can't even remember what I'm doing there. My 1 a week Eatsy tips videos. So please come back and subscribe if you think that would be interesting for you. And today's video is about the reinforcement zone with dog training. So what is the reinforcement zone? The easiest way to describe it is with a wee mental picture that I'm sure you've all come across in the past. So if you think any dog walker, any person with their dog, takes their dog outside, lifts the chucky stick with a ball on it to throw a ball, and where does the dog go? The dog is instantly sitting in front of them. The same in the park, someone puts their hand in the pocket to get treats out for the dogs, and where do all the neighbourhood dogs line up? Right in front of the person. So basically the reinforcement or the reward zone is the area where your dog is expecting to get its reward. And we generally teach our dog that that's right in front of us. And that's kind of a little bit unfair when we then go and get a bit mad when they try and pull on the lead, because it's rewarding for them to be in front of us, and there's nothing nice happens when they're beside us. They just get choked on the lead or made to walk at the boring pace of death, as I am sure walking on a lead with a human would be to a dog. So is there anything we can do about this? And of course, like anything, the answer is yes. You just practice reinforcing your dog in different places. So if you want them to enjoy walking on the lead, then you want to change your reinforcement zone to be more rewarding when they're at your side. So all you do for that, imagine you're out in the park and you're going to chuck the ball for the dogs. You just bring them around to your side position for like a fraction of a second, throw the ball. The next time, bring them round to the side for slightly longer until you're maybe doing a couple of seconds of heel work, and then throw the ball. You can do the same with snacks. I literally turn, if the dog starts to get in front of you, you just turn your back on the dog so they're now behind you, and you reward them at your side. Turn around again, reward them at your side. And this gets them used to their new reinforcement zone is beside you, and your dogs start to love walking beside you. Another thing with this is many years ago when I started teaching my boy Ben agility, I was teaching him to weave by luring him, and I was told by so many people that this would result in no independent weaves at all. He would just be finishing his weaves and looking up at me for me to sort out, to give him his reward, because he was used to that. And everyone was right that yes, if I constantly delivered his treat from his hand as he came out the last weave, then yes, his reinforcement zone would be to leave the weave and come to my hand. So what I practiced with that was just to change my reinforcement zone. As he finished his last weave, before he was even looking at me, I launched a treat out in front of him. So even to this day now, when he finishes the weave, he'll dart out and look at the floor in front of him. He's focused ahead because that's where he was getting reinforced. So I've changed his reinforcement zone into coming out of the weaves, driving ahead. Other ways that can work is if you think of an area in the house. So if your dog's forever running and charging and barking at the door, then what you can do is change the area so that when they hear a knock at the door, you race into the kitchen and feed them. You give them a treat. So they're expecting when they hear a knock on the door that the reinforcement happens in the kitchen. So they race into the kitchen. It starts to become second nature because that's the area, the reinforcement zone. So it's just being clever about it. You can actually change some quite difficult behaviours by just thinking about where it is you want to reinforce your dog. So rather than getting annoyed at them for doing these things that are natural for them, like being annoyed at them for wanting to be in front of you when you've actually taught them to do that all the time, teach them something different. Teach them what you actually want. So if you want them to walk beside you, teach them walking beside you is a really cool place. Nice things happen here. If you want them to go into a different room while you're preparing food or dealing with the door, then teach them that that other place is a really cool place to be. If you want them if you want their contacts on agility to be perfect, then make their contact a reinforcement place. Make that where they get all the good stuff happens, whether it's snacks or getting a wee game of tug, getting their ball, whatever else. The rewards, the reinforcements happen at the place you want the dogs to like. So I hope that helped. Come back again tomorrow. I'll hopefully be on the better camera and we won't be in sort of day glow greens, although I quite like the hair colour. Thank you so much for watching and see you tomorrow.